We got an email into the show that said, if I had to describe my date in one word, it would be awkward.
Okay. I mean, this is right up our alley.
I didn't even have to read anymore after that. I was like, yes, I'm tired of hearing about gushy romantic dates from people. Let's just call this train wreck. Give us a real challenge. And that's the story of how Aaron got on the phone with us today. Aaron, thanks for being with us, you little dumpster fire, you.
How's it going, guys?
Oh, Aaron, I never understand. If your date is described as awkward, why do you want to call this person?
I need like a restart, like a redo.
Oh, it's your fault. I hear what you're saying. Okay. It's your fault it was awkward.
Yeah, that's what all the train wrecks say. Yeah. Wish we could just do this over again.
To be honest, it really wasn't like my fault, her fault. Like, it just was a really, really bad situation.
Oh. Now I'm dying to know.
Yeah.
So tell us a little bit about what happened. First, start with the girl. What's her name?
Okay, so her name's Monica.
Okay, where'd you meet her?
I just met her off a dating app.
Okay.
What'd you guys do?
Yeah, it was just like a normal coffee date, and to be honest, it just really ended up to be messed up. It sucked.
Coffee dates are like the safest dates you can have. They're not very long.
No, but if they get your drink wrong, train wreck.
Yeah.
Right, Jeff?
Oh, I'm sorry. 2 pumps of vanilla instead of 4.
I'm never calling her again.
You can add a little something extra to that coffee. Pour a little something in, make it a little extra fun. You know what I'm talking about?
I don't.
No?
You're talking about alcohol.
Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, okay. I thought that was sly.
This is what happened, guys. This is what happened. I had no control over this at all. Most awkward thing ever to happen to me in my life on a date.
Okay.
Ooh,
What was it?
Hear.
Take a girl to a coffee shop thinking safe coffee date, whatever, right? End up getting there, do the window, and who do I see? My ex-girlfriend works at the coffee shop.
Oh, no.
You honestly had no idea?
Dude, I didn't know anything about this. Trust me. My heart drops, butterflies. I'm like, what the hell is going on? This is insane. This is really happening. Anyways, I try to play it off, okay? I really just try to keep it cool. I pay for our drinks. We sit down. We wait for our drinks, right? She's kind of looking at us, and then I'm kind of looking, but then I'm trying to participate in this date, but I'm totally distracted by this other situation that just arose.
So, hold on. Did you tell your date about the fact that your ex is working as a...
No, I'm just meeting this person for pretty much the first time ever. If I do that, it'd be like red flags. I'd probably never, ever see this.
Well, and your ex is pissed. Your ex is also mad at you at this point.
Yeah.
I'm a little frustrated myself because I'm caught in this limbo. But look, I try to play it cool, whatever. Anyways, she comes and brings the coffee to us.
Oh, yeah, she does.
I was going to be like, did she not notice you?
If I was in the situation I was at work, I would have my coworker, hey, I'm in a situation, I see my ex.
She just wanted the extra tip for good service, probably.
Yeah.
She goes off not only to do this, but then starts letting me know about where she's at in life. Why she took on this job. And just starts going off, and then the whole time that my ex is just ranting, I'm just I'm looking at Monica. Monica's looking at me. I'm looking at my ex. Everyone's kind of looking. I don't even know what to do.
I mean, at this point, Monica knows that this is your ex, right? Is Monica pissed?
I mean, she was understanding, but it was just weird,
Did she believe you that you didn't know that the ex worked there?
I hope.
I wouldn't believe you.
I wouldn't either.
Would you believe him?
No, I wouldn't believe him.
Because if I was you, Aaron, and I had seen my ex in the coffee shop, I would have been like, oh, hey, by the way, maybe we should go across the street to the other coffee shop instead of sitting down.
You're right. I should have just totally left. Yeah.
Or just hey, my stomach hurts. I don't want coffee. Let's go for a walk. Anything.
Yeah, I mean, after the situation had happened where she dropped off the drinks and I explained the situation to Monica, I asked her if she felt comfortable and wanted to leave, and she said, no, it's okay, we can stay. So
how much longer were you there with Monica?
we were there for probably 20, 30 minutes, to be honest. And we moved to outside to give some personal space, from my ex. But I could just see her, I could feel her energy. I can see her looking at me, man. It's like the neighborhood watch,
Yeah.
Oh my God, you cannot blame her for this one. I would totally
do
be
that.
staring.
Yeah.
Are you kidding?
This is such bad timing.
And Aaron,
oh
I have something else that I need to tell you.
Uh-oh.
Your ex is actually in the room with us right now. She wants to talk with you.
What?
I'm just kidding, man. I'm just playing
Joking, Aaron.
around. We're gonna play a song.
Okay, cool. Because I just kind of want to like move forward in my life, not go back.
Well, let's do that. We'll play a song, we'll come back, and we'll call your date Monica for you, and we'll try and get you your second date update, all right?
All right, cool. Thanks, guys.
Hey, hold on. If you're just tuning in for the second date update, we've got a guy named Aaron on the phone, and I gotta say, I am so proud of us.
Really?
Yeah.
Already?
We haven't done anything yet.
Yeah.
No, we did.
What?
We made it through a whole part one about a coffee date and didn't make a single coffee pun.
Well, why would we?
That's just what we do, I feel
Oh,
like.
okay.
Do you know how many puns we could have made in that first part?
I mean, it's
Not a
Browns.
latte?
It's Browns.
Yeah,
for
a whole latte.
Yeah.
A whole lot of puns. But, okay, we've ruined it now.
Okay.
Yeah, we all tried to say one at the same time.
Yeah.
That's how bad.
We're not very good at our jobs.
No, we're not.
So maybe we should just talk to Aaron.
We should talk or we should vent, eh?
Okay.
Aaron?
Let's
Okay.
stop.
It's officially the worst second date ever. I'm sorry, Aaron.
That's your fault, Jeffrey. I
Yeah.
want you to take the blame for that, and I want you to apologize to everyone.
I do. But if you're just tuning in and you missed the first part, Aaron took out a girl named Monica to a coffee date. And the really awkward thing about it was that Aaron's ex-girlfriend worked as a barista there. He claims he didn't know that beforehand.
Yeah.
But she even delivered them their food and their drinks, told them about why she was working as a barista there. It got really awkward really quick.
Aaron, what do you think your biggest mistake was here?
To be honest, I don't know where to start. I don't know what I did wrong.
Too many things.
I would say walking through the door when you saw your ex was inside. Yeah.
Yeah.
Now I got this tainted narrative where like people think I'm a player or something.
No, no one thinks that. They just think you're an idiot.
I think you're a player, bro.
I was just trying to live a life and go on a nice, healthy date. That's it.
All right,
All right.
Aaron, I feel you.
All right, playa, let's
Playa,
call this
playa.
girl for you and see if we can get you a second date, okay?
Sounds good.
Yeah, buddy. All right. Let's dial the number right now. Here we go.
Hello,
Hi, can I speak to Monica, please?
this is her.
Hi, Monica. My name's Jeffrey from the radio show Brooke and Jeffrey in the Morning.
I'm sorry, you're what?
I'm a radio host.
Show some respect.
Yeah. And I host the radio show Brooke and Jeffrey in the Morning.
He's also a sassy pants.
Yeah, he's all sassy.
Okay, are you sure you meant to call me? I don't know, I'm at work.
You don't listen to our show, do you?
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah,
No.
we meant to call you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We're doing something called a second date update. That's where if you go out with someone and afterwards, if the person isn't calling you back, you can email our show and we'll reach out to them for you to try and figure out the reason why.
Okay.
And so somebody emailed us about you recently. His name's Aaron.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Oh, you remember Aaron?
How could you forget, Aaron?
Well, I don't know.
So Aaron told us that he took you out on a date recently. He admits didn't go quite the way that he saw it going, but he really had a good time with you and is hoping to see you again.
Yeah, I don't know about that. It was kind of an interesting situation.
Yeah, I mean, what he really wants is a redo of the date because he said that when he went there, his ex happened to be working as a barista, something that he didn't know going into this.
Do you believe him that he didn't know that his ex was working there?
Oh, man. I mean, I don't think he intentionally took me there, but he got there before me, so, like, there's no possible way that he could have not seen her, and, like, I don't understand why we stayed there. You know what I mean? Like, we could have gone anywhere else.
Yeah,
totally.
But she was wearing like a different outfit, so maybe it like blended into the background where he didn't notice.
I just think that he made it.
No, I agree. You don't walk into a coffee shop and look at every single employee and
No,
dissect
Yeah.
their
you
face.
You just see green
No,
apron, green
yeah.
apron, green apron,
No,
and it kind of blends in.
No, if it's
No.
your ex.
Yeah, when an X is out, it's like a beacon,
A
okay? It's like
sense
you're
tingling.
a moth, and then the X is the light, and you go to the X no matter what. It's the first thing you see no matter what.
Well, I think that's some like
No,
personal issues
it's
that
not.
you guys
I'm
have.
telling you.
Anyway.
Monica will back me too.
Let's bring it back to the date. So Monica, are you telling us that was the problem for your date, that you were turned off because his ex was there?
Awkward doesn't even begin to describe how weird it was.
Right.
Like, it was
Yeah.
like she made the point to come over. She, brought us our drinks. And she kind of just like leaned like really hard into him and kind of just like went off.
The thing is, Aaron told us all that he's aware that all that happened and he's really remorseful. Wish that it never happened.
That part's true.
So,
I mean, he wanted to crawl under the table, I think, and just curl up in a ball.
Could you give him the benefit of the doubt there?
I mean, here's the thing.
Mm-hmm.
After this all happened, I felt like it was really weird and that there was something kind of missing, or I don't know. I felt like I had to kind of go back, and I ended up talking to his ex.
Oh, wait, what?
Wait, something missing, like she forgot to put sugar into the coffee?
No,
Hold
Jeffrey.
up, no. You went back to the coffee shop and talked to the ex?
What?
Well, it was so weird because you could tell that like she wasn't over him, and that, like just, and
But why would you even put energy into that? I mean, what possibly could you talk to her about?
I mean, I just wanted to kind of hear her side of everything, and I didn't know if I was reading it wrong, and so I wanted to make sure, because if I was going to go out with him again, I didn't want to get in the way of something if there's the potential that they might get back together.
Are you playing like relationship counselor to them? Like, what did you say to her?
No.
I mean, we ended up talking, and she just, she really, really misses him, and it just, she was telling me about all these really romantic interactions that they had together, and it was a lot. And
what the hell is going on? That's crazy.
Yeah.
Are you nuts?
Oh, hold on.
Are you nuts?
Yeah, hold on, Aaron.
I don't even like my ex-girlfriend. That's why she's my
Hold on, Aaron. Hold on. Monica, I needed to tell you that
crazy.
Aaron's been on the other line listening, and he heard everything that you said. Aaron, you're supposed to wait till we call you in.
Yeah, it's an organized thing.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. That has to be the most
my God.
craziest thing that's happened to me in my life.
Wait.
You think that I'm the crazy one? What are you even talking about?
You are out of your mind, little girl.
Oh.
You're gnarly.
What?
Wait, Aaron, you think she's crazy for going to talk to the ex at the coffee shop where you had your first date?
I would never do that to somebody. I would never do that.
No, wait. She likes you. So if she really likes you, she has an opportunity to make sure you're a cool guy.
Aaron, you're the one that introduced her to your ex.
By accident.
No, what do you mean introduce? She just ended up being at the coffee shop. I didn't introduce. What?
Oh.
Monica, what are you feeling right now?
Yeah.
Okay, first of all, I think the fact that he's calling me crazy when this whole entire scenario was his fault is ridiculous. And I don't think I'm being crazy, because I think that it's kind of a girl code thing. Like, I'm not going to get in the middle of two people that, have the
Girl
potential of
code?
getting back together.
What do you mean girl code? I'm not with her anymore. I'm hanging out with you. Like,
Dude,
like
you
a real girl.
sent me to her work. What do you want me to say? Like, you
Gnarly.
saw her, and then we still continued to have a date.
You are
there
gnarly.
in front of her.
You're telling me that. I don't want to go out on a date.
Okay,
I don't have
so-
to. I
wait.
regret-
Aaron, we're
Hold
not there
on.
yet. Hold on.
So wait, Monica, are you still talking to Aaron's ex?
Oh God.
No, I'm not talking to her right now, but obviously, like, we've been texting. Like, it's
Are you nuts?
What?
Well, what are you guys talking about?
we're just talking about Aaron and like how amazing and beautiful their relationship was together, and how it could still be amazing if they decided to move forward. Like, it's really, my heart goes out to her. It's never, she's obviously not over him.
Oh, but he's over her.
Yeah, I don't think Aaron is interested anymore. I feel like you're kind of gaslighting her, giving her hope where there's not hope.
I mean, I'm just listening. I'm being a sounding board for her, and she's just kind of talking through stuff with me, and that's fine with me.
Okay.
Can I have any say in my love life here? I mean, this sounds kooky.
No. You're not allowed to do that, Aaron.
Hey, we're trying to talk about your love life now, so be quiet.
Yeah.
I mean,
You both sound a little cuckoo, but sometimes that works out.
Yeah, that's
so
true.
Aaron, I mean, do you have any lasting feelings for your ex?
No, and now knowing this girl sounds like, I think you guys should hang out.
Oh, that's a great idea. Actually, you know what, Aaron? I would like to offer you and Monica and your ex to go out on another
A
date.
three-way date.
We'll pay for it.
Yeah, I mean, I know a great coffee shop.
There we go.
Come on,
Monica's on board.
Taking you to that coffee shop, knowing that you went back to talk to my ex, now being on the radio, this has to be by far now the worst thing that's ever happened to me in my life.
Oh,
I'm glad we could do that for you, Aaron.
You're welcome. We're memorable.
Yeah.
Wow, Aaron, you really do make bad decisions, don't you?
Brooke and Jeffrey in the morning.
Weekdays 6 till 10.
104.9 Virgin Radio. Moving 92.5. Brooke and Jubal's second date update.
The guy on the phone for a second date update today met the girl that he wants to call at every horny bachelor's favorite hunting ground. A wedding. That's right.
Not what I thought you were going to say.
Where they love to go troll for ladies. His name is Ryan. What's up, Ryan?
Hey, how's it going, guys?
What's up, you horny bachelor?
Guilty as charged.
Oh my God. I love how all your dudes are on the same page on this one, and I'm just learning this.
Yeah, I mean, everybody knows that the best place to meet a girl is definitely at a wedding.
Yeah. So tell us about the girl that you want to call today, and when did you pounce during the wedding?
Well, her name is Rose. We were both in the party, so she was one of the bridesmaids. I was a groomsman. She caught my eye, so, we walked down the aisle together, so we had a lot of time to chit-chat.
Oh, was she actually the person that you were paired up with?
It was, yeah. So we were
man.
we had to stand there waiting and all that.
That's
Good
like
for you.
destiny.
Yeah.
Wow.
I mean, the reason why is because we were the only two single people, so they put us together.
Oh.
That makes sense.
It was less fate and them being like, well, you two losers don't have anybody. You can walk down the aisle together.
Yeah, so we had a few drinks at the reception. Everybody was getting loose. Everybody was dancing. I was joking around, and, I thought she was cute. I was going to ask her out, so it was a wedding. I decided to get down on one knee. And,
Nice.
No, you didn't. In the middle of the reception?
yeah, I mean, it was a good time. Everybody was joking around, so I got down on one knee, and I proposed a date to her. And
did she cry?
She didn't cry. I could tell she was a little embarrassed by it, and she's like, "Get up, you idiot!" Like, she's got a really cool, dry sense of humor, really sarcastic, which I find that attractive.
And I'm assuming she said yes, since you're doing a second date update now.
Yeah, she said yes, so I was stoked about it. It seemed like a good match.
Awesome. What'd you guys do on your date?
We went out to a sushi spot that I really like, and it was great. I guess the only one thing that I'm going back and I'm thinking, like, what did I do? Did I say something stupid? And there was a part where I don't know how we landed on this topic of conversation, but we started talking about underwear, and I basically just told her, I was like, I personally don't believe in underwear. I just...
Whoa.
You don't believe in it, like you don't think that it's an actual thing? Because I can tell you it exists.
No, I know it's an actual thing. I got that, but I just think it's unnecessary. I think it's the most uncomfortable thing that man has invented.
Okay.
It's just no need. Why do you have to wear underwear?
So
Who knew that underwear was a belief system? I didn't know that until now. Yeah.
You're pretty passionate about going commando, it sounds like.
I just don't feel the need to wear underwear. Why am I going to restrict myself? It's not like I'm wearing see-through pants or something. Like, what's the big deal?
Okay.
So did she take that as like you trying to imply like, hey, lady, take your panties off?
That's what I'm sort of wondering and I'm worried about, which is not at all what I was saying. I wasn't trying to be creepy, but now looking back on it, I'm like, I don't know if you thought I was like making a comment on my manhood or something. I don't know.
Yeah, I could see how that could look like you're whispering across the table, like, I'm not wearing any. Yeah. Just giving her a tip on what's going on.
Give her a wink.
Yeah. I could see how that could be a little weird. Did she act strange after that?
There was like probably a couple minutes of just sort of awkward, like, okay, now I got to get the conversation back on track. But after that, everything seemed to be cool. That was like 3/4 of the way through the date. So I would say the last quarter was like smooth sailing.
Okay. How did it all end?
Well, I walked her out to her car. Again, I wanted to be a gentleman, and I felt like the vibe was go in for a kiss, and I did, and she sort of backed away. And then she apologized. She said, I'm so sorry. I feel like my breath smells because we were eating fish. So she obviously sushi. So she was like, I feel like my breath smells like fish. And I don't feel comfortable kissing you with my breath smelling like this. I said, I don't mind. Because obviously I had sushi too. And she was like, No, I'm not into that. I'm sorry.
Do you feel like
I think
she
it's an
legit
excuse.
thought her breath smelled like fish, or you feel like it was an excuse?
I'd like to think that it was legit, but now without hearing from her, I'm like, maybe that was an excuse.
Yeah, because if you're both eating the same thing, it doesn't matter.
That's what I think. Like, I've had onions before, and I've been out on dates with girls who've had onions or garlic or whatever. Like, it's always that sort of thing. It's like, it doesn't really matter, you know?
So have you tried to get a hold of her?
Yeah, you know, I dropped her a text later that night, and I said it was really great hanging out with you. Let's do it again. And I didn't hear from her that night. Like, the next day, the middle of the afternoon, she was like, yeah, that was a lot of fun. But then, like, I sent her another text trying to set something up, and I got sort of like a non-committal response, like, yeah, maybe so, hit me up later in the week.
And did you hit her up after that?
I did, and then I didn't hear anything. So,
And you sound like such a lovely date from your description.
Well, except for the underwear thing. Sounds like a good date.
See, I don't know. I don't think that's too bad of a, like, that's not a put off to me.
That's a little
But I
weird.
dated a guy who went commando all the time, and I kind of, like, had a thing for it. I don't know.
Brooke.
I mean, maybe you and I should go out, Brooke. Maybe that's
No, that's not what I'm saying.
All right, man. Well, we'll play a song, come back, and I'm going to support you on this one 100%. During the song, I'm going to go take my underwear off and do this commando with you. All right? We'll play a song, come back, call her, and get your second date update, okay?
Okay, I appreciate that.
All right, man. Hang on.
Moving 92.5. Brooke and Jubal in the mornings. Second date update.
If you're just joining us for today's second date update, Ryan is on the phone with us. And Ryan, I have a question for you.
Yeah, what's that?
And hopefully this isn't going to come off as creepy as it did on your date, but are you wearing underwear?
Oh.
He finally
I'm
got
waiting
uncomfortable
for
about
the
it.
answer,
Yeah.
Ryan.
I mean, I told you who I am. You know who I am.
You know the answer.
I think the answer is no. Like I said, if you're just joining us, Ryan told us about his first date with a girl named Rose. He said the only thing that went weird was somehow they got on the subject of underwear, and Ryan says that he doesn't believe in underwear and shared that with her on a first date. He thinks that might have come off a little creepy to be focusing on his hatred for underwear during the date. But other than that, he says everything seemed fine. She's not calling him back, though, and it's been a little while. So we're about to get her on the phone and see what went wrong.
And you guys met, you were in a wedding party for mutual friends. Did you find out from the newlyweds if, she had said anything to them about how your guys' date went?
I mean, I asked, but they said no, she hasn't mentioned anything. So I don't know. I'm just trying to figure out. It's just confusing because she seemed to have a good time. I had a good time. So
All right, I'm going to call her right now, okay?
cool.
Here we go.
Hello?
Hi, is Rose there?
Yeah, speaking.
Hey, Rose, how are you? This is Jubal from Brooke and Jubal in the morning.
Oh, okay.
What's going on?
Is there a reason why you're calling me?
There is. We actually got an email about you from one of our listeners.
Okay, an email about me?
Mm-hmm. It's a guy you went out on a date with.
Really?
Yeah. His name is Ryan, and I'm sure you remember Ryan. He says you guys met at a friend's wedding.
Yeah.
Okay, well, he emailed us and told us a little bit about your date, but he also told us that you're not calling him back. So he asked if we could find out why you don't want to see him.
Oh. Wow. Okay.
He sounded really excited about you.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay.
Did you not like going out with him?
I mean, I don't know if this is going to go anywhere.
And why is that? Can you tell us?
Oh my God, this is kind of awkward.
I can tell you what he told us.
Okay.
So he said that you guys met at the wedding and had fun and then went to go get sushi.
Yeah.
He said there was one awkward moment during your date, and he thinks that might be the reason you're not calling him back.
Did he tell you what that was?
Yeah. He said that he went into a little thing about how he doesn't believe in underwear and how he doesn't like underwear and it's constricting and all that. And
Yep.
he says he thought that might have weirded you out.
Yep. Yeah, that happened. I mean, that was a lot of information on a first date.
Was that the pivot point that turned you off from him?
Well, he didn't even really need to tell me that part.
What?
About the underwear?
Yeah. He was wearing shorts, I noticed at one point when I got up to go to the bathroom that he may have been revealing a little too much in the shorts.
Wait, what do you mean? Be specific. I need specific.
I think I know.
Yeah, I think I do too.
I think you guys know.
Like, he was kind of hanging out for the world to see?
Flashing a little.
Yeah, I mean, I wasn't sure, but then he starts talking about how he doesn't believe in underwear, and I thought, no, I was 100% right, I guess.
I can tell.
Yeah. All right, so maybe he should have been wearing underwear.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
So wait, do you think it was an accident, or was he like putting it on display for you?
Oh God, I don't know.
I mean, an accident.
I hope it was an accident too. It was just a lot of information at once. So.
A lot of information. You should have reached across the table and tucked it back in for him.
Oh God.
Is that if you guys were wearing shorts, would that be an easy mistake to make?
If you sit down, you never know. I mean, yeah, like I feel like the shorts must have been pretty small.
You must have not adjusted.
Yeah.
I don't know if I need to hear this.
Do you think it was an accident?
I don't know, but to be honest, I don't really care. I don't know if I want to know.
I don't feel like that's fair. I mean, if you had a nip slip and nobody told you about it, like it's not something that you should get blamed for.
But it's different. I mean, what if I was doing it on purpose and I didn't care and it was just out there?
Yeah.
So, I know how we can find out if he knew that he was sort of dangling about.
Like I said before, I really don't care at this point.
Well, I think Ryan cares, and he's actually on the other line and wants to talk to you.
What are you talking about?
I mean that Ryan's been listening to this conversation, and he wants to talk to you.
What?
All right, in my defense, I had absolutely no idea that I was exposing myself to you.
You flasher, you.
Honestly, I'm being absolutely sincere here. Like, I apologize. That is not at all. I wasn't trying to do like a 1-2 punch of, hey, maybe look at this, and oh, I don't like underwear. Like, I swear to you, I had no idea that I was hanging out.
Okay.
No,
I mean,
I'm being serious. It sounds like I'm joking, but I'm absolutely dead serious. I did not know that it was happening, nor would I have, done anything like that. So if I made you feel uncomfortable, I sincerely apologize.
I'm just wondering, why you brought it up at that point then. It's a strange thing to bring up on a first date.
It is, but the conversation sort of went there, and I wasn't trying to necessarily steer it there. And then it was like, we sort of landed on that topic. And the fact that you saw that right beforehand is absolutely a coincidence. It's an unfortunate coincidence.
An unfortunate coincidence.
Did you not feel a breeze or anything?
It's not like I was engineering the date to be all about my junk. You seeing it, me talking about it, like, sincerely.
But you feel like if you're a guy who goes commando, you think you'd be super careful in shorts if that's a likelihood of happening.
Exactly.
I'm usually careful, but maybe I had a napkin in my lap, so maybe I thought, like, if anything was popping out, like, I don't know, like, no one ever told me about this before. So if I have been exposing myself inadvertently, I feel terrible about that.
Yeah. Now you have something to be aware of.
I mean, if I've gone home for the holidays or something, I'm sitting here, like, with my junk hanging out, I didn't know it, so...
Well, now you know.
Oh, no.
So, yeah.
I mean, look, again, I cannot apologize profusely enough. I mean, I had a great time with you, and I hope that, I mean, you seem to have you do have a really great sense of humor, and I hope maybe you can just sort of understand that this was absolutely inadvertent and not in any way some sort of pervy, sleazy thing that I was trying to pull on you. So I would love to take you out again, and I will promise to wear underwear on our next date.
That was so hard for him, Rose.
Rose.
Do you know what he's doing for you right now?
Would you like to go out with Ryan on a second date? We will pay for it, and we'll pay for his underwear, too, if you give him one more shot.
At this point, I mean, it's a very heartfelt message, but I'm skeptical. I don't know.
Come on, Rose. You guys were in the same wedding for two of your best friends. Like, do you think that your friend's going to be marrying some sleazeball who would have a friend who would expose himself? Like, there's got to be some trust circle there, right?
Well,
yeah, I have references. If you need references, I have references.
That's a good point. I don't know. It's just, is underwear never an option, or it's a lot?
I will say this. If I'm wearing shorts, it's something that in the future I will definitely take into consideration and wear, you know? I just need to suck it up and put on some boxer briefs or something.
Dude,
you know?
you get arrested.
Just be uncomfortable for a little while. It's just a couple hours, you know?
Before you get arrested.
Terribly uncomfortable to me. But yeah, I mean, I would do that.
Rose, what do you think? One more shot?
Come on.
One day.
If underwear is provided, I will go on a second date with you.
Yay!
Hey, there you go. Congratulations, Ryan.
Thank you. I mean, Rose, that's awesome. And I think I have a pair of underwear somewhere around my house that I can scrounge up.
All right, well,
Watch 'em.
I mean, and I promise you, like, if I do not have them, I will buy them. I'll buy a 3-pack. So, I mean, there we go.
if you don't have a pair, Ryan, I'll send you a pair of mine. We can share.
Oh,
okay?
lovely. Thank you.
Brooke and Jubal in the morning.
It's just me, myself, and
Are you single and feeling out of the loop? Put away that mouse and get out of the house. Join In the Loop, Seattle's brand new activities club just for singles. Go to intheloopsingles.com today.
Moving 92.5. Brooke and Jubal's second date update.
You know, dating is a lot like driving, especially if you're a dude, because you have to learn to pay attention to the signals, right? Like at the end of a date, think of it like you're at an intersection. Okay? If the girl gives you a red light, you know, stop. Okay. But oftentimes they'll give you the green light signal to go in for a kiss or something like that. And a lot of dudes are texting and not paying attention, and they don't pick up on the green light, and there's people honking at them like, just go for it, go for it. And then before they know it, the light turns to red and they've missed their opportunity to get through the intersection. That happens to a lot of people. Hannah, who was on the phone today for a second date update, thinks that the guy she went out with didn't know how to read her signals correctly and didn't go for a kiss at the end of the night. Hannah, how are you?
I'm okay. Little nervous.
A little nervous? Don't be nervous.
We don't blame you.
You're fine.
So tell us a little bit about the guy you want to call today. I know in your email you said that you think he wasn't very good at picking up on your signals, but let's first find out about your date. How'd you meet him?
His name's Eric.
Mm-hmm.
I met him at my church's young adult singles group.
I've never been to a singles group for a church. Like, do you all get in a room and you pair up? Do you do speed dating? What happens?
Pair up?
I don't know.
At our church, they just have some music playing, and like there's snacks and hors d'oeuvres, and usually everyone sort of hangs out at first with the people they know, and then casually you sort of start talking to people.
And by the way,
okay.
church singles mixers where you meet the biggest freaks.
No.
Yeah. Dude, I grew up in church camps my whole life. I never got more action than at church camps. It's a great place to meet people who are down to mess around.
God.
So how'd you meet Eric then when you were at the singles mixer?
Well, he's friends with one of my best friends. So he came over and started talking to me, and, you know, I thought he was cute. He's kind of, like, goofy looking, but I like that. You know, he was sort of funny. You know, it's important to me, too. So we just started talking.
Did he seem nervous when you guys first met?
No. That night he seemed sort of comfortable, maybe because my friend was there, you know, that he knows really well.
Now, you called him goofy looking. Let me ask you a question about yourself.
Oh.
If you were to say between you two, would you say that you're hotter than him?
Oh, I'm definitely the hot one.
Okay. I'm just wondering, because normally girls who say that, they tend to be hot girls who kind of date down because they like a guy's personality, so I'm just wondering if that's you.
Wait.
Well, I think he's cute, and that's what's really important.
Yeah.
Like,
Exactly.
You know how many times I get that? Like, no, you guys don't understand. Like, I think he's cute. For me, he's cute. Yeah.
That's sweet, though.
But I do think he's cute. But I would say that most people would say, he's not traditionally handsome.
Okay,
Right.
so you guys obviously went out on a date after this thing, right? Or are you just calling about?
Yeah.
Okay, what'd you guys do?
We went to go see this Christian church band, and, it was fun. He wasn't as sort of outgoing as he was when I first met him.
Mm-hmm.
He was, I don't know, maybe I would say almost a little bit boring, but a really good listener.
Was there any like drinking involved at all? I don't know how.
No, I mean, I didn't drink anything, and maybe he did before, but since I didn't, I guess he didn't. I don't know.
Yeah, I guess what kind of Christian are you? Are you one where alcohol is an absolute sin, or do you have a couple drinks?
Oh, I can have a couple drinks. I just didn't that night.
I didn't know if you guys were loosening up or anything.
Right, no, maybe we should have.
Yeah. Was there a special moment that you guys shared, or something that really stuck out about that evening?
No, he was just a really good listener, and it was nice. It was nice.
So why do you? Okay,
Yeah.
It doesn't sound like a rave review about your date so far.
he's not attractive.
Why do you want to call in for a second date update?
Well, because I think that there's potential there. I feel like maybe he's just kind of shy, and so maybe this was like the date where he's super shy, and then he can kind of go back to the guy that I thought was a little more fun that I met with my friend.
Yeah.
I would like to hang out with that guy again.
All right, so you want to hang out with the guy before, but in your email, you said that he was not picking up on your signals that you were giving him at the end of the date. What do you mean by that?
What happened was at the end of the night, he walked me to my door and then sort of waited, and nothing happened. So then I pretended to drop my keys,
Oh, classic.
Is that your go-to move to let a guy know that you're kind of killing time so he can kiss you?
I don't know, to be honest. I've never had to wait, but so he got them. But I guess he didn't get the clue because he just sort of was holding out my keys. And then I just said, maybe we should hang out again. And he was like, sure. And then he left.
So
did he give you a hug or anything?
Yeah, he hugged me. And then lastly, I sent him a text.
You sent him a text?
Yeah, a couple of days later. I said, how's your week going? And then he replied, it's okay. And
that's all he sent you?
Whoa.
Yeah.
Did you say anything else after the it's okay text? Like you try to hit him back?
Did I?
Yeah.
It's the last thing I heard from him, because then I thought, hey, wait a minute, I'm working too hard here, I want to see him, but...
It sounds like to me like he may be just like really unexperienced dating. If you guys were to go out again, would you be okay being the person who made the first move?
No.
Okay.
I think you may have to with this guy.
I've been in that situation before where it's been at the end of a date and I know deep down that I should kiss somebody and then I don't. And then after that, I'm like, I don't even know if I want to go out with her again because now I blew my chance. So, maybe he's feeling like that.
I hope he doesn't think that, because I do like him.
Okay, so when I get him on the phone for the second date update, do you want that to be the first thing that I say to him? Like, hey, man up and make out with Hannah already.
Oh my gosh, no.
Okay, well, we'll play a song, come back, call him, get him on the phone, and get your second date update, all right?
Thank you.
Okay, hang on.
Moving 92.5. Brooke and Jubal in the mornings. Second date update.
If you're just joining us for the second part of today's second date update, Hannah is on the phone with us. She wants to call a guy named Eric. They met at church in a young adults mixer, went out to a concert, and then after the concert, there was an awkward moment where he dropped her off, walked her to her door. And she was putting out the signals that she wanted to kiss. Her signal was she dropped her keys in order to kill time in hopes that he would pick them up and then maybe kiss her. Instead, he picked them up and gave them to her and said, here's your keys. Have a good night. And she hasn't heard from him since, so we're about to get him on the phone. Hannah, I think the problem was that your signal to him was a little weak. I think next time, instead of dropping the keys, you just drop the pants. No question there.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, but there's no question.
Oh, wow.
No?
Yeah.
You want to try that out?
Oh my God.
No.
See, I think I wish women would be a little more blunt like that. And then I would be like, oh, okay, cool. She wants to kiss.
Yeah.
All right.
Oh my gosh.
Well, I'm about to dial the phone number and get him on the phone and see what the reason is that he's not calling you back.
Okay, thanks. I'm excited and nervous.
Hello,
Hi, can I speak to Eric, please?
this is Eric.
Hey, Eric, how are you? This is Jubal from Brooke and Jubal in the Morning, the radio show.
Radio. Okay.
All right, how you doing?
I'm fine.
Okay. The reason that I'm calling you, though, is we do a segment on our show called the Second Date Update. That's where if somebody goes out on a date with someone and then they feel like they're getting blown off after the date, they email us to call that person and ask them why. You recently went out with a girl named Hannah who listens to our show.
Oh.
And Hannah is wondering why you haven't called her or texted her and asked her to go out again.
Okay.
Did you like Hannah?
Yeah, Hannah was fine.
Okay.
Fine.
Do you have a few minutes to tell us why you're not texting her back?
Well, we hung out for about 3 hours at a concert, and I guess I just didn't really know what to say.
Like you didn't know what to say, like it was awkward for you to be on the date, or
well, for me, she was hard to have a conversation with.
Was she like intimidating or something because she was real pretty?
No. She just said a few things where I said to myself, I was like, I don't think I could see myself having a relationship with this person.
What type of things are we talking?
She just had a lot of her facts wrong.
Her facts about what?
Just like pretty basic stuff.
Can you give me an example?
I mean, for one thing, at one point, she said she thought Islam was a country.
Okay.
All right. That's fun.
Not a religion, okay.
Yep.
All right.
We also were talking about, like, crazy things that we've eaten at restaurants, and I said, like, well, this is pretty common, but I've had duck.
Yeah.
And she was like, duck. Now, would you consider that a meat or a fish?
Come on.
Really? She said that?
Yeah.
All right. I kind of get what you're saying then. So you don't necessarily feel like she's not as smart as you, but you feel like she might be kind of an airhead a little bit.
Well, it's just like, yeah, I mean, there are different types of intelligence, and I just feel like she lacks a sort of basic factual level
Is there
of knowledge.
Is there any way that she could have just been playing it up and doing the, because some girls do the bimbo thing because they think guys think it's cute.
Oh, yeah.
You could tell it wasn't like she was planning these things. Like at one point we were talking about something and she goes, I think comedy is so funny.
Obviously.
Yeah?
It's like, yeah, that's what comedy's job is.
I like that. Eric, you and I are a lot different because I got out with her, I've been like, perfect. You're right on my level. But
funny things are funny.
Yeah,
You're
comedy is a funny thing sometimes. So you just feel like she wasn't on your level then.
Basically, most of the date, I just was sitting there going like, I don't want to be this guy who just spends the whole time correcting her because it just makes me seem like an arrogant kind of know-it-all. And if I had spent my time correcting her, then our conversation would have gone almost nowhere because I would have had to do it like every minute or so. So I just don't think we ever really need to talk again.
Really? That's a shame because she's actually on the phone and wants to talk to you.
Are you serious?
Yes, I am.
So I'm kind of confused. I mean, it sounds like,
Yeah, we know.
that because I wasn't perfect or didn't know all of the same things that you do quite as well, that you are saying that I'm stupid? Is that what I heard?
I did not once say that you are stupid.
No, you didn't actually say those words, but because I'm not stupid, it certainly sounded like you were saying that I was.
I don't think that you're stupid.
I think you do.
No, I don't. I don't think you're stupid. I think that for the kinds of things that I usually like to talk about and the issues that the things that I was kind of putting out there to see what you would say, it wasn't really working out.
I may not be as smart, in certain areas, but I have street smarts, and I think I'm pretty bright. I mean, okay, for example, I was right. Comedy is funny.
It is.
And tragedies are sad.
She has a point, Eric. She was right.
Yeah, I mean, you're right. You're not wrong about that. But I think that, if you don't get why that's kind of a weird thing to say, then I think that is kind of the issue right
here. It's true.
Yeah, it's true. It's true. But also, like, you know, we don't need to talk about how water is wet, you know, like.
Maybe we do.
Then, see, like, if you think that, then that's fine, but I am so not interested in talking about that.
Wow.
I think you're being kind of picky, Eric. I mean, yeah, she gets some facts wrong, and she doesn't really, you know, maybe be book smart, but she sounds like a delightful person.
Can I just point out something? I thought, like, if you had fun with someone or you enjoyed them and, like, if the person was extremely attractive, that was kind of, you know, important, too. And I was willing to make I was going to just sort of ignore that part.
See that look?
Whoa.
Eric, do you think that you can ignore her not being on your level intelligence-wise if Hannah ignores the fact that you're not on her level hot-wise? Is what she's saying, I think.
Yeah, I picked up on that.
Oh, my God.
I guess that brings me to my next point then. Would you guys like to go out on a second date? Eric, would you like to go out with Hannah again? I will pay for it. She'll ignore the fact that you're not as good looking as she is.
No, I wouldn't.
Come on, opposites attract.
So you don't even want to go out with me again? I mean, I kind of was being really nice to you still, you know, despite everything you were saying about me. I'm sort of shocked that you don't want to try to make it up to me, you know? You weren't very nice.
Yeah, well, you know, I'm sorry, but that's the way the...
Okay, so, like, what do we do now? I see you, you know, at one of the church events, and I see you and I go, oh, like, hey, there's the guy that thinks I'm an idiot.
Yeah, I guess. And then I'll be like, hey, there's the girl who thinks I'm ugly.
Look at that. It actually is a perfect second date update. It worked out for both you guys. Now we're all on the same page. That is amazing how that actually worked out for them like that. Text in at 78592 says, I'll date her. She's right on my level.
At least people know where they are, right?
It's true. I mean, I guess you can't blame him too much if he just didn't feel like they connected on the intelligence level. You know, I mean, if you go out with somebody you feel like they're not as smart as you, maybe you don't want to go out with them again. Personally, I think it's a great thing.
Yeah, I look for that.
Yeah. It's the first thing I look for.
It's hard for Jose to find, though. Someone below his smarts level.
True.
Remember, if you want a second date update, all you have to do is email the show, Brooke and Jubal at moving925.com. We will call the person who didn't call you back.
Moving 92.5. Brooke and Jubal's second date update.
If you listen to the show at all, you know that I always rip on fathers who say things like, I'm not letting my daughter date till she's 18.
Yeah.
Not on my watch.
Protective dads.
Yeah, because they always say the same thing, right? It's hacky, first of all. Every dad says that.
Because it's part of
a
his
little
stand-up routine.
creative. Well, it's just annoying. Be a little more creative. And then
Start auctioning your daughter off. Go the opposite way.
And then also, no, you're not. You're not going to shoot a dude that comes over and wants to date her. You're going to let her date before she's 18. So stop saying it. It's been said so many times, and you're not going to actually live up to it. I think, though, today I may have found somebody who I don't have to rip on. Because I feel like the girl that we're about to talk to in a second, Katrina, who's emailed us for a second date update, I feel like her father is actually one of the few guys that will actually live up to his promise of murdering anybody that wants to date her.
What?
Katrina, how are you?
Hi, I'm good. How are you?
Good. Would you say that's pretty fair analysis of your dad?
Yeah, pretty much.
So tell us how you met the guy that you want us to call today, Katrina.
So I met Curtis through some friends at school, and he's really great. I really like him a lot. He's really cute and funny and very sweet.
Are you in high school or are you talking college?
I just turned 20, so I just started college.
Okay.
Yeah.
I would hope we'd have an age limit.
I don't
And
know.
you still
Second date
and you still live at home, right?
Yeah,
Okay.
I do.
So you met this dude through friends, and you liked him a lot. Tell us a little bit about your date.
Well, we were going to go out somewhere, but it ended up being really rainy. So we just went over to his house and decided to watch a movie instead, which was really nice.
He doesn't also live with his parents, does he?
No, he has a roommate.
All right, so you guys hung out at his place.
Yeah, so it was going really well. We were kissing and making out during the movie, and I got a phone call from my dad. It was at 10:01, and I completely forgot that I was supposed to be home at 10.
Oh, God.
Wait, you have a
So
curfew
you're-
still, even though you're 20 and in college?
Yeah, because I still live under their roof.
So your dad's one of those my roof, my rules type of guys.
10's early, too.
Yeah, and actually I had to beg him for 10. It's normally 9.
What?
Wow.
Oh my
He
God,
actually-
honey, you need to get a part-time job and move out,
Yeah.
like soon.
Yeah, because it starts to get dark, though. He just likes me home.
Okay. All right.
my gosh.
Well, okay, so he likes you home at 9. You begged for 10. He gave you until 10 o'clock, and you missed your curfew.
Yeah, so he called me, and you know he's a really great dad. He's just very protective, and I guess I kind of yelled at Curtis a little bit to take me home because I was really kind of scared. And
Did you say you yelled at Curtis to take you home?
Oh, no.
Well, I didn't mean to, but I was like kind of like, like we gotta go, you know, kind of like that.
Like you were nervous, like you're like, oh my God, we got to get out of here. We got to get back to my house. Okay, I pictured you yelling at him like, come on, you idiot. It's 10 o'clock. Take me home now. So you were panicked, and did you tell him about your curfew and everything beforehand?
No, I didn't tell him. I just honestly forgot.
Did you tell him when you were yelling at him that you had to go?
Yeah, I told him that my dad was really concerned and that I needed to go home. And so he, got everything together and we left. And by the time we got home, it was 10:40 or so.
Oh, my gosh.
And when we got home, my dad was waiting on the lawn. And he kind of yelled at Curtis.
How did that go down?
Well, he said some 4-letter words.
Did you defend him and say, hey, Dad, it's not his fault, it's me that was late?
No, I can't really talk to my dad that way. He sort of doesn't let me say much when I'm in trouble.
At any point, did he physically threaten Curtis? Was Curtis
No.
scared? Okay.
No.
So how did Curtis respond when your dad was yelling at him?
Well, he was pretty shocked. He just kind of didn't really say much. He said he was sorry. He kind of mumbled under his breath and put his head down and walked to his car. And my dad followed him to the car and was still yelling at him and telling him not to ever do that again. And then he just got in his car and drove away.
That is,
I would drive very far away.
Yeah.
And never return. I would be done with that situation.
it's no secret why he's not calling you back.
Yeah. Have you dated a lot? I mean, is this a problem?
I haven't dated a lot. I've dated maybe 5 guys, a couple months.
Okay.
And
then they all magically, mysteriously disappear.
Yeah. They're all at the bottom of the ocean somewhere. And you've tried to get a hold of Curtis how many times?
I've texted him 5 times now.
And no response, or has he responded at all?
He only responded once. He responded to the second text message, and he just said, I don't think we should see each other again, and that was all he said.
All right, so he was straight up about it.
Yeah.
And there's nothing else that could have happened on your day. I mean, obviously, your dad yelling and threatening him.
That's the worst part of it.
Is the worst part, yeah.
She had food in her teeth, and it was just, that was it.
I doubt that we're going to call him and get that answer. It's probably going to be, her dad's a nutcase, and I don't want to date her.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure that's the reason.
So how are you going to come back? I mean, what do you want us to say to make that better?
Yeah.
We can't get rid of your dad in this situation.
I just want him to know that I really like him, and I think he's really sweet and funny, and I want to see him again.
Aww.
So, just ask him if he would be willing to give us another chance, and then as long as we abide by the rules, we'll be okay.
Oh, no.
Oh, man. Katrina, you just described my biggest nightmare, dating somebody. All right, what we'll do is we'll play a song, come back, call him, and get your second date update, okay?
Okay, thanks.
You're not around your father right now, are you?
No, he's at work.
Just don't want him to pick up the phone and be like, why the hell are you talking to my daughter? All right, hang on, okay?
Okay.
Moving 92.5. Brooke and Jubal in the mornings. Second date update.
All right, Katrina, are you about ready to do your second date update?
I'm ready.
I do have a question, though, before we call the guy who you want us to call this morning. Just be honest with me about something, okay?
Okay.
How many people has your father killed?
He hasn't killed anybody.
That you know of.
Yeah.
Katrina wants us to call this guy named Curtis this morning because she went out with Curtis.
Mm-hmm.
They just went to his house, watched a movie or whatever. But Katrina's father is a very controlling guy.
She says protective.
Protective, controlling.
Yep.
Right,
Tomato,
Katrina?
tomato.
You wouldn't argue with that.
No.
Nope. Okay. She still lives at home. As long as she's under his roof, she has to live by his rules. So he gives her a curfew at 10 o'clock. She wasn't home by 10. He called her. They rushed home to her house. The guy dropped her off. And then her dad was waiting outside and proceeded to yell at him for dropping her off after her curfew.
Well, it sounds really bad when you put it like that.
Well, that's Katrina, because it is kind of bad, I think.
Mhm.
All right. We're about to call him. You ready?
Okay.
I'm going to call him right now. Here we go.
Hello?
Hi, can I speak to Curtis, please?
Yeah, this is Curtis.
Curtis, what's up, man? This is Jubal from Brooke and Jubal in the Morning.
Who?
Jubal from Brooke and Jubal in the Morning. The radio show.
Okay.
You recently went on a date with one of our listeners, and that's the reason that I'm calling.
How do you know I went on a date with one of your listeners?
Because they emailed us about you. A girl named Katrina.
Yeah.
And I'm pretty sure we all know why you aren't calling her back, but she emailed us because she really liked you and wanted to see if she could talk to you again, but you haven't been returning her text messages or phone calls. The last text she got from you said that you definitely did not want to see her again.
Yeah, I mean, I don't really want to talk to her.
She told us what happened on your date with her father. Dude, honestly, to me, her dad sounds like a maniac.
I don't know what she told you or not, but, I mean, honestly, her dad scared me shitless. Like,
Yeah.
We don't blame
Hey,
you for that at all.
I'll tell you what she told us. She said that you guys went to your house. She got a phone call from her dad at 10 because apparently he gives her a curfew at 10 o'clock. You dropped her off. Her dad was waiting out there for you guys, ended up yelling at you. You got in the car, drove off, and haven't really talked to her since.
yeah, I mean, 10:01 he called, and she, like, freaked out, and I drove her home, and honestly, even that was enough to be like, what the f***?
Yeah.
Anyway, I drove her home, and I dropped her off. I didn't kiss her. I didn't do anything. I got out, and I opened the door for her like a gentleman, and this dude was standing on the front lawn and, like, came at me. I thought he was going to punch me in the face.
That is crazy.
What was going through your mind when that happened?
I was like, I got to get the hell out of here, and
Yeah.
I got to never see this girl or this crazy man. I don't know what his deal is. I don't know what she may have done in the past to him, or like he's crazy, or I don't know. But honestly, like, I thought he was going to kill me. I thought he was going to put his fist through my face.
Oh my God.
Reach in, grab your still beating
Yeah.
heart. And so that's it. Because her dad seems like he wants to murder you. You don't want to go out with her again.
I mean, yes, but did she tell you what happened after?
She said that she went into the house and then has tried to text you, and you texted her.
Yeah, but I mean, what happened after with her dad and me?
Wait, there's
No,
more?
there's more to the story.
The next day at work, he showed up at my work the next
Are
day.
you kidding
What?
me?
Shut up.
What did he
How does he
say?
know where you work?
I don't know. She told him. I mean, she knows where I work.
Oh,
I mean, I have no idea. I didn't ask him why. I just didn't want him there.
Jesus.
That is insane.
And what did he do when he got there? Like,
I mean, he came to apologize, which, I mean, I mean, it's crazy. I don't know the guy, and like, I mean, what he did, like having a temper like that, I don't want his apology. I certainly don't want him showing up at my work. I don't need like the people I work for to be like, why is this crazy giant of a man?
Did it end up turning into that? Did he create a scene at your work?
Yeah, honestly, he did. It was like he showed up and he was like, I just want to say I'm sorry. And I was like, okay, fine, just please go. And as he was leaving, he was like yelling because I don't know if he doesn't have like a normal talking voice. He was screaming at me, I'm sorry, you just have to adhere to my rules. Like, I've got curfews, man. I've got stuff. You got to follow my rules,
Jesus,
man.
this guy.
And, like, I don't know you. Like,
Yelling
That
at you
is
for
nuts.
not accepting his apology.
I said you could take her out again, you jerk, and now you're turning that down? God, these kids today, no respect.
yeah, I mean, this makes me not want to date. If there are any other fathers out there like this and I might run into them, I'm just going celibate.
Wow. What would you say to Katrina if you could say something to her just to let her know why you don't want to see her again?
Lose your dad and try to meet a nice guy and say that your dad's dead? I don't know. I can't imagine a guy who would want to go out with her. And look, she's super cute and she's really cool, and that's kind of the heartbreaking part of it.
That sucks.
But there's a lot of cute, cool chicks. I'm sorry, and I'm not risking that.
Okay, you're not going to risk your life to date Katrina. Well, Curtis, I should let you know now, though, that Katrina is actually on the phone.
What? She's on the phone?
Yeah.
Curtis, I'm so sorry. I had no idea that he came to your work. I had no idea that he did that. I'm so sorry.
I mean, how did he even know where I worked?
Well, I told him because he asked me, but I didn't realize that he was going to come find you.
I mean, he nearly killed me on your front lawn, and then he asked you where I work, and you gave it to him. I mean,
no. I mean, he asked me that night because I just wanted him to know that you have a full-time job and that you're, a good guy. I didn't know he was going to come there. I didn't know that.
Katrina, has your dad ever stalked anybody at work before on your behalf?
No, I mean, it sounds like I think he just felt really bad, and I think he just really wanted to apologize, in his own way.
Yeah, but I mean, he scared the crap out of me. I don't know what to say to you.
Well, he's a really good guy if you get to know him. You just got to give him a chance.
Oh, Katrina, regardless of his character, don't you think the relationship is a little bit unhealthy? Maybe that's what you should be working on right now. Instead of trying to date, is work on your father-daughter living at home situation.
I think I got it figured out.
Oh, totally healthy.
So here's the deal. My dad has a lot of rules, including he has a rule that if I'm at home with friends, I'm not allowed to keep the door shut. But to show you that I care and that I want to move forward from this, I'm willing to leave the door shut.
Is that like a metaphor for something, Katrina? Katrina, you realize that you are 20 years old, right?
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. You're 20. I understand being respectful to your parents, but they have to be respectful to you too. And honestly, I have no idea what he gains by this.
What he gains is a daughter that doesn't lose her morality. That's what he gains, Curtis.
So are you saying you don't want to go out with me again?
Curtis, would you like to go out with Katrina one more time on a second date? We will pay for it.
The door will be shut.
And we'll make the door will be shut. We'll make sure you guys get home when curfew's...
Well, it said when it gets dark outside, so that's about 6 p.m. now.
Street lights come on, you guys are home. And we could maybe get you together with Dad beforehand so you guys can talk about it so you know that there's not going to be a huge blow up. Would you go out with Katrina again?
I mean, you guys make it sound so desirable to go on this second date. I mean, honestly, Katrina, no. I had a great time until 10:01, but I can't, and I hope that your dad doesn't want to kill me after saying no, and I hope that you can figure things out with him.
That's right. Curtis, for your safety, you might want to say yes. I didn't even think about that. Yeah. How dare you break my little girl's heart?
Brooke and Jubal in the morning.
Moving 92.5. Brooke and Jubal's second date update.
The guy on the phone for a second date update today said in his email that he's, quote, a genuinely nice guy. So I believe him.
Oh, that's good.
Yep. His name is George, and George is a genuinely nice guy. If it's in writing, I know it's true. So, George, congratulations on being such a nice dude.
Well, thank you. I appreciate it.
Yeah, no problem.
He does sound lovely. Yeah. You're likable already, George.
Thank you.
George, if you're such a genuinely nice guy, why do you have to do a second date update?
Well, that's I never thought I would have to, I guess, but I figure, we have the opportunity to figure it out.
Is it the nice guys always finish last type scenario?
That's kind of how it feels, to be honest, because I think it was a great date, and nothing has seemed to have come from it. So,
Okay.
I don't know.
So tell us a little bit about her. What's her name?
Her name's Tiffany. I found her on a dating website, Which, first off, by the way, I'm not a guy who goes on dating websites. You know, I was actually pretty apprehensive about the whole stuff.
Sure. That's what everybody always says. Doesn't everybody's profile on dating websites say, I'm new to this?
Uh-huh.
It seems like that's the common thread.
I'm telling you, that's true for me. That is true.
And remember, you got to believe George is his word always.
Yeah, he's a nice
He's a nice guy.
So anyway, I was scrolling through profiles, and a lot of them, you know, they seemed kind of disingenuous. But then when I found Tiffany's, I don't know, it was just like one of those feelings you get, you know? And she was like outdoorsy, which I love that. But I think the biggest draw was like she had this beautiful blonde hair. I mean, it's like, oof. I mean, it's like silky and smooth.
All right. Now I think I know what kind of feelings you were getting. At first I was thinking it was like something in your heart, but now I know it's somewhere else.
No, hey, I'm just a guy that likes a girl with a lot of hair, you know, and she's got flowing, beautiful hair.
I have never heard a man say that before.
So
I'm just saying, like, I looked at it, and it looked like, you know, like a hair model of some sort of shampoo or something.
So you're not a boob guy, you're not a butt guy, you're a hair guy.
I mean, hey, you know, hygiene's very important to me.
Dude, I do not want to sit next to him during a shampoo commercial on TV.
George loves me some hair, that's all.
Did you
Hey,
just
man.
really say that in third person?
No shame in what you like. So you loved her hair. Tell us about your date when you guys actually went out.
Well, yeah, we've been talking for 2 months, you know, and I was very apprehensive about, like, coming on too strong. I've read articles about, like, creepy guys taking girls out and stuff. So when we went on this first date, safety was really like, that's the word. Like, that was priority. Like, I told her, I'm not going to take you to a picnic. I'm not going to take you to the park because of, you know, like wooded areas.
Okay, but George, you understand that most women, if they're going to get a message from a guy that lists all the creepy places they're not going to take you, it comes off as really creepy.
Yeah.
No. It's just so she knows that I'm on the same board. Like,
Did you literally say to her, don't worry, I won't take you near any wooded areas?
Yeah.
Oh, and she still went out with you.
Yes. That's not the problem, guys.
Are you sure?
So I took her to like a, you know, like downtown where there's like a lot of people.
And a lot of lights, yeah. Was it a
lot of
date?
light. It was during the day.
Yeah,
It was during the day.
daytime date.
Okay. Did she seem to enjoy herself?
Yeah, we had a great time. And then I was like, do you want to call it, you know, quits? And she's like, no, let's go get a drink. So I'm like, okay. You know, that's step 2. We're getting there.
You took her to a place to get drinks and only bottles of water that were already closed that she could open herself.
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, everything she was getting directly from the bartender.
All right. So she was safe with you, George.
Yeah, exactly. I wanted her to feel that way.
Okay.
But then, you know, I'm talking to my coworkers at work, and I tell them, you know, this next part, and they're like, that's too far.
Uh-oh.
Okay, so what I did was when we sat down, we were talking about, you know, what we do to stay fit and everything. And then I, you know, just told her, like, just so you know, I'm tested on everything. And,
Wait, slow down. You went tested on what?
You know, all like, you know, I'm up to date with shots and vaccinations, and you know, I'm clean STD-wise.
So you just told her that, or were you having a conversation where that worked?
Like we were talking about, like working out and stuff, like staying fit.
So you went.
I think it's pretty relevant.
You made the leap from fitness to STD?
Yeah, because it's all like health.
Okay.
And how did she react when you told her that?
Well, first off, I think she was like a little skeptical to me, so I was like, oh, she doesn't believe me. So I was like, no, I had it in my bag. I didn't plan it, but I did have my results because I had just done it like a week ago in my bag.
Okay.
You don't date a lot.
Whoa.
Do you date a lot, George?
I mean, where do you find women? You know what I mean? So I'm trying.
So that's
online, but I'm just asking the question because to bring your, well, first of all, it sounds like you got an STD test leading up to the date.
Yeah, leading up to the date, but it wasn't because I was going to have a date.
Okay,
You know,
okay. I was thinking you did it specifically because you were going out with a woman and you wanted
Well,
to
I
get
figured
tested.
eventually I would have a date.
Okay.
The thing is, it's like sometimes, you know, I'm told that can happen pretty quickly. You know, you go one into the next, and I don't want to ruin the mood.
Right, you want to be prepared in case dinner or drinks leads to something else.
Yeah, and I want her to feel safe.
Okay.
Did she feel safe?
Well, the thing was, after I told her, she said that she had to get going for a tennis lesson.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. She had one of those random tennis lessons pop up in the middle of the day.
Either that, or she was still on my train of thought about being health conscious and stuff, and she remembered, and it just popped into her head.
No.
So what happened before she split for her tennis lesson? How'd you guys end things?
Well, we shook hands like a gentleman would do, and she left pretty quick after that, and I haven't heard from her, and her account is still active, so I think she's getting my messages. I don't know.
Oh.
She is,
How many
George.
messages have you tried to send her?
I mean, I don't know, I guess like 4 at this point.
Okay, George.
All right. Well, we'll play a song. We'll come back, and we'll call her and get your second date update, okay?
That'd be great. Thank you, guys.
Hang on, man. Be safe.
Always, man. Always safe over here. George.
Moving 92.5. Brooke and Jubal in the mornings. Second date update.
Sometimes the more you say something, the more skeptical people will be of you. Like, for example, if I go to a crowded department store this weekend, strip down all my clothes, raise my hand and yell, I am not a pervert! Not a pervert! You know what? Those people should believe me. You know why? Because I said it, and I said it loudly.
I don't think that's how it works.
And George, who's on the phone with us right now for a second date update, said over and over again to his date that he is not a dangerous man.
Yeah.
So she should believe him. He told her before they went out, don't worry, I'm not taking you to any wooded areas.
Yeah.
Nothing like that.
Not bringing my duct tape with me or
He
anything.
also brought along his medical history to show her that he was STD free on a first date.
Which she didn't ask for it. Let's remember that.
And of course, he said that he's a genuinely nice guy. George, I think that your downfall was you tried to convince her a little too hard of what a good dude you are.
Hey, I did all the right moves. You know, I will admit maybe didn't need to bring up the medical history on the first date, but it's still good news.
Yeah, I mean, it is good news. Actually, that's a very good point.
Congrats, by the way.
It might be a little strange to show her that, but yeah, it's good news as long as you were STD free.
Yeah, you didn't have to have a chlamydia talk right after you showed it to her. So, bonus.
Right. I'm living with nothing, you know.
All right, well, I'm going to dial her phone number right now and find out why she's not calling you back, okay?
Great.
Here we go.
Hello,
Hi, is Tiffany there?
this is Tiffany.
Hey, Tiffany, how are you?
Who's this?
Oh, my name is Jubal.
I'm sorry. Do I know you?
No, probably not. My name is Jubal from Brooke and Jubal in the Morning. It's a radio show.
Okay. Are you selling something?
No, I'm not selling anything. I actually want to call you because one of our listeners asked me if I could get a hold of you. His name is George.
Uh-huh.
And George emailed us and said that he went out on a date with you.
Right.
Right. And we do a segment on our show called the Second Date Update. But George really liked you a lot, and he would love to see if he could go out with you again, but he's wondering if he did something wrong.
Well, listen, I have gone on some dates in my life. I have never met someone like George. That's a good way to say it.
Okay.
Did he come?
That's polite.
Did he come off like a serial killer, kind of?
The nicest one ever.
The nicest serial killer ever. Okay.
They always are.
Hey, at least he was nice, right?
It was interesting, to say the least.
Oh my gosh.
There's like a seed of potential in there that needs some nurturing.
So George has a seed of potential.
Yes.
Okay.
He is incredibly selfless, very sweet, overly concerned with my safety.
Mm-hmm.
And he's STD free. He told us that.
Hey!
Yeah, I learned that on the date.
Yeah.
So
he told us about that. And he admitted that he thinks that could have been the reason that you're not calling him back.
Could have been.
And there's that little seed. He kind of knows, but he doesn't, you know?
Can you explain the date in your words? We heard from him a little bit about your date, but I'm just curious to hear your side of the story.
Well, initially it was like very, polite, and here, let me get your chair. And, you guys, I sneezed during the date, and kindly he said, bless you, and then he went to go blow my nose.
What?
He went to go blow my nose. And then I was like, oh, my God, do I have, like, a booger hanging out of my nose? How embarrassing. And he was, like, dabbing my nose, and he's like, oh, good, I just didn't want any germs to spread because I don't like germs and I don't want them to get on you. So it was this very awkward thing at the beginning, and then we leave the restaurant, we're walking, and, he was walking on the sidewalk, and we're about to cross the street, and there was a car, and it was nowhere near me, and he starts yelling at the car, be careful, you're going to hit my date, almost like announcing, like, we're going to cross the street, everybody stop.
How embarrassing.
Oh,
No. It was one of those things where it's like, okay, it can't get worse. Okay, it can't get worse. And it kept getting worse. And then I just wanted out. So at one point, we're standing, waiting to cross another street. And he realizes that I'm standing, like, on a grate. And he starts lecturing me. He goes, do you know how many people die every year standing on a grate by falling through? And also, slightly, I'm like, oh, my God, how many?
Really?
He's like, well, I don't know, but I bet the number's really high.
He hadn't even researched this. I was like, I guarantee people fall through those things all the time on city streets.
I'd never heard of that.
It was like the most paranoid mom ever on a date with you. And I was like, make it stop. I can't.
Did you ever address it with him? Like,
No. I'm not a charity corporation. I don't take care of people. I was on a date. I'm not here to fix people. I got my own stuff.
Okay.
I don't think that I need to be the person to tell him all that. You know?
Okay. Interesting. Hey, Tiffany, this is George.
Wow. Hey, George, hold on 1 second. I think I need to let Tiffany what's going on.
Whoa.
Tiffany, George is on the other line listening and wants to talk to you. He was supposed to wait for a second, but
George.
I'm just a little confused here because I've been listening to this whole thing where you thought you might die. If anything, the whole date was to make you feel like you would live, for a long time. That was my point.
the point of dating me is to make sure you can live for a long time.
Yeah, I don't understand. It's the nicest serial killer comment. I mean, it's being, well, you got the nice part right, okay? But the serial killer stuff and that car was reckless. Okay.
Okay.
He had no
George,
business
wait.
being
What you didn't hear, listen, yes, you heard a lot of stuff I said. What you didn't hear is that there is a seed somewhere
I did hear
inside.
that. A seed of potential.
Work on it.
You called me selfless, sweet, kind of cute. Huh? Yeah.
He was paying attention.
You bet your sweet butt I was paying attention. I wrote everything down.
You're actually taking notes?
Yes. This is important to me. Tiffany, I've been writing everything down, pros and cons. And let me tell you something. The pros are winning right now. With selfless, sweet, kind of cute, interesting, nice. Then the serial killer part's in the con.
George. Oh, my gosh. George, you are
People die
special.
on the great.
You are really sweet. You really mean well. And that's really good about you. But maybe you just try too hard and then you lose sight of who you are. Because you're trying to be this super dating hero that doesn't exist. And then you end up becoming nothing but scary things.
Well, I just want you to feel comfortable. And I guess I did it too much.
Yeah.
I did it too much.
Mm-hmm.
George, you're coming off as an overbearing mother who nags her child, and that's not sexy.
Yeah.
Well, to me, safety is the sexiest thing in a person, I think. All right?
George?
Yes?
You know what? If that is what you, in your heart, believe and want, then you need to find yourself some girl who's looking for that. There's a girl out there somewhere looking for the Brad Pitt of safety, and you're her guy. And you guys are going to rock. You're going to be awesome.
Where do you think I can find her?
I do not know.
George.
Tiffany, would you like to go out on a second date with George? We'll pay for it. It doesn't have to be a date. You can just get together and maybe help him find a girl that's into safety.
Come on.
down.
Come on, Tiffany. I mean, I know you don't want a charity case, but he needs help, man.
Yeah, he's likable at least.
Listen, baby steps. I will let him email me for dating advice, and we could start there.
I can get your personal email?
My work email.
There you go, George.
Okay, that sounds pretty good. Yeah.
Okay, so you didn't get a second date out of the whole thing, but at
we're
least
playing the long play here.
long play.
Yeah, long play. Okay.
Well, wait. George, let me be clear. This is not a long play on a second date. This is dating advice, a dating coach. I'm going to help you.
No, I get you. So we'll go on a second date.
No.
The pressure is on.
George, I'm telling you right now, if you ask me out on a date, the answer is no. But if you need advice, I'm here for you.
No, totally. I'm just saying, like, if we were to, like, do a mock date, you know?
He's trying everything. He's trying. Yeah, let's go out and role play sometime and see how it works. George.
I'm just saying it could be nice, you know, in the moment.
George.
Smoother than I expected.
George, I don't think you're going to get a second date out of this, but you did strike up a friendship, it sounds like, with Tiffany, and maybe she can help you in the dating world.
It too.
Okay.
Pushing it.
You've made contact with Tiffany, and she's agreed to help you out.
Thank you, Jubal. I appreciate it, man.
You're welcome.
Oh, my God.
This is great.
All right.
Beginning of a great rate, friendship. Sorry.
Brooke and Jubal in the morning.
Text in at 78592 that says, that guy indeed was the Brad Pitt of safety. We're talking about today's second date update. If you missed it, George wanted to call a girl named Tiffany who wasn't calling him back after their date. We got her on the phone, and the reason she didn't want to go out with him again, he was obsessed with her being safe.
Oh, man.
And obviously not very good at dating at all. At one point, he actually dabbed her nose because she sneezed. And he wanted to make sure that she wasn't getting any germs on her so she wouldn't get sick. Yeah. And then reminded her when she was standing on a street corner on top of a grate. You know how many people die standing on top of those things? You shouldn't stand on top of that.
I don't think a lot, though.
It was just constantly obsessed with safety. So she said she didn't want to go out with him again. But she did offer to be his dating coach at the end.
And he still didn't quite get that.
No, he didn't understand.
You know, but I give him props for trying. Like, persistence is key.
Yep. So hopefully he does well with her advice now. He's got an approval to email her on her work email and ask dating questions from time to time. So I consider that a successful second date update. Remember, if you want to do a second date update, all you have to do is email the show and we will call the person who didn't call you back.
Move at 92.5.